Thank you to SoulPump for sponsoring today's video. SoulPump is the best on-chain Solana gambling website available to play on. It's my go-to when the markets are down and the trenches are lacking. All you do to play is just connect any Solana wallet like Phantom, then bet directly out of your wallet on any other games. You can play 50-50 Solana coin flip game, on-chain Solana blackjack, and crash. You can also get free rewards every day like this free Solana case, and hourly Solana airdrops. They also have their very own token, SoulPump, that you can earn on each bet. If you want to play where I play and make money while the markets are not clicking, come to SoulPump and type in my code SLEEP. Now let's get back to the video. Yo, what's going on, y'all? Sleep back with another video. And in today's video, we're going to be talking about how I would make my first $500 if I was restarting in meme coin trading. So there's going to be a couple different things we talk about in this video. So let's start by this. So usually when I'm trenching, I'm looking at final stretch to just see any good narratives that are coming out. And I'm also looking at the Discover tab here to see any recent trends that are actually, getting a little bit of motion. So you see Pippin here is up 33%. Penguin's kind of dying out here. It went from 170 to 23 mil. We see Copper Inu. I've seen a little bit about this on the X, about this trending lately. So maybe this could be a narrative that we're looking at in the trenches. That could be something, decent. Obviously, we see something with the same kind of narrative about to migrate in final stretch. So that'd be the first thing, is just being able to find good narratives in final stretch. I believe that is one key factor to, if you're restarting or if you're actually just learning, could be very good to utilize. So let's actually take a quick look at Believe Inu, see if it's a bundle. It does look a little bit sus. No real kind of correction dips. Like big clips. We had to see some KOLs trading this earlier on here. Obviously you always want to check the holders, make sure these guys have balance here, don't have these symbols like bundler, sniper, insiders. If it's not jam-packed full of those symbols, it should be safe. Obviously not funded all by the same platform. And then also on the right here, token info. As you can see, this chart probably is organic. There's a possibility it's not. It's really hard to check nowadays. You can also go to the bundle map here and check. But this video is about how I'd make my first 500 in crypto trading meme coins. So obviously number one is we found a good narrative that has something to do with recent trends in the trenches. As we could see, we checked the Discover, and the last 24 hours we saw Copper Inu is trending. So we found a narrative like Copper Inu, believe in you. So don't believe in me, believe in you. So it's a good narrative. You can also search and see if it's been done before, see if it's migrated. But I think that this is pretty good. And how are we actually gonna make money off of this? We're gonna wait for a good dip that goes down at least 20 to 50%. So as you can see, it's at a 31. I would say a good dip is anything under 26 here. As you can see, it just migrated. Anything under here from where it was just at would be a good dip. From here maybe to here, as you can see, this top to this top. Okay, so we're just gonna see what this does here. As you can see, when people are buying and selling, you can see that the symbols do pop up as well here. So you have top 50 holder, bundler, pro trader. You're gonna want more pro traders in this as well. As you can see, the volume isn't really there right now. It's kind of just floating where it's at. So obviously step one is going to be finding a good narrative from something that's already trending. So Copper Inu, believe in you. And then another thing, we're going to always want to make sure that there's people looking at the coin, active Axiom users. As you can see, this looks like a good dip right here, but it could be bundles, because usually these charts do this, is they just migrate and they go straight down to zero. As of lately, it's pretty disgusting, yeah. So probably not a good dip there at 24. As you can see, it was just a farm. That is why we have to be cautious of those. As you can see, that is not good, and they're getting very good at hiding them here in bundlers, as you can see. Yeah, so the DCAers are trying to bring this back up. This chart, I've never seen a chart look like this. This is interesting stuff here. Wow. Okay, so yeah, so obviously first thing is finding the good narrative from something that already ran, and then buying on dip. So you could actually make profit here if you would have bought on like a dip and then sold. Yeah, which brings me to my second part of how you can make profit doing this, and that's gonna be scalping those type of coins. So let's look at Heaven coin. This was heavily sniped on launch, up to 11k. So we can still use this as an example, but obviously if you see something like this where it's sniped from 2k up to 16, it's not going to be something that's legit. As you can see, it's 31% bundled. This one isn't hidden. So let's take a look here. Obviously, buying on good dips. I made videos like this in the past, but obviously if you see a dip from 17 down to 8 in just a couple candles, this was actually a slow kind of like die out here. We're gonna want to see a big dip. So something like this, if you're just watching the chart and it goes from 11 down to 8 in one candle, yeah, it could be a good bid if it's a good narrative, like I was just saying. Obviously, bidding here at 8k and maybe holding instead of scalping, you get the sell off at 16. That's a 2x from what you originally put in. So yeah, that's pretty good. Obviously scalping is going to be very good for scalping is going to be very good for these type of beginner plays, and just turning like your 0.1 into 0.2, because turning $8 to 16, you can turn 16 to 32, 32 to 64, and then soon you're just going to be running it up like crazy. So let's go back here and let's talk about some mistakes that some people make when they get into crypto and trading the trenches, and that's going to be trading new pairs and trading the right kind of coins. Obviously a lot of people hop in the trenches and they're new and they just see something that looks good and they just buy it. You always want to make sure you're trading good narratives and making sure that they actually have value to them, first of all. Second of all, making sure that they actually are getting eyes on them. People are watching. As you can see, these are coming out 23 people. As you can see, this one has 34. Yeah, so whatever other people are looking at is probably what you're gonna want to look at, as this is an attention based market. It's not like stocks. It's a market that goes off of what's going viral, what's happening lately in the news. It's not like stocks. It's not like futures. It's a totally different ball game. Yeah, so going on about mistakes that big beginners make actually trenching and trading meme coins, and that is going to be buying rug coins. Obviously make sure that you're not buying rug coins, and you can obviously tell rug coins from actual coins like this chart right here. This is not a real chart. This is not this is not a real buys. You can see all of these have symbols next to their name. Fresh wallets, top 50 holders, bundlers. It's just not a legit chart. So what you can actually do is you can just remove these hide token, and obviously we're looking to trade the narratives that are actually good in the trenches. You can see this also kind of looks like a fake chart here. We're going from a 3k up to a 7k in small buys. Maybe it's a bundler. This just doesn't look legit either, so I'm gonna hide this as well. Let's take a look at this chart. This also, these snipes from 2k up to 16k like we just talked about is also not going to be something that you're going to want to trade. Obviously we're seeing a lot of red over here on the side, and KOLs just absolutely getting into this like crazy, which is another thing that I actually want to talk about here. You see when coins come out and you're looking at the 1 second chart, you can actually see when these KOs are blasting and the coin just kind of pumps from 2 to like 30k or 15k in the first couple seconds. Don't ever trade those, because all the KOLs will hold the top percentages of the supply, which they don't now because they sold. But yeah, you don't ever want to trade those. If you're gonna want to trade on big dips, and like we were talking about scalping, yeah, that's not going to be what you want to do. So we're gonna hide that one as well. Okay, crypto coin. Let's take a look at this. What is this? Trader Pal mentioned we should all call them crypto coins, not meme coins. Yeah, this is kind of just another trash narrative that was sniped to 7k on launch. Not sniped, but went from was just farmed by the KOLs here. and then went from a 2k up to a 15. So I'm probably not going to look at this as of now. As you can see, it's just dumping right now. So yeah, that's going to be it for today's video, and we basically just covered a couple different ways that I would use type of methods to actually what is this type of methods to actually make good plays in the meme coin space, and then just some mistakes to avoid. So that's gonna be it for today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed, and peace out. See y'all in the next video.